Good day, everyone. Welcome to our program, which is entitled Language Interaction and Second Language Comprehension. It is merely focuses on the listening skills of the students. May I present to you my group mates? By the way, I'm Laika May Payak, a BS Ed student, English major, 4th year student, with Philip Tubisi, Linelyn Magnase, and Angelique Gatto. Here are the identified problems in our program. These are: often ask the speaker to repeat what they've said, difficulties in identifying words, has trouble remembering details of what was heard. Students are getting tired or losing concentration while listening. Difficulties in following instructions or directions through oral. The objective, as a general, is by this program, language interaction and second language comprehension, with the use of variety of activities using informational technology, the students are able to improve and overcome the problem in listening comprehension. The description of this program is language interaction and second language comprehension aims to address all the identified problems through activities that could cater the needs of students in overcoming their weaknesses in listening comprehension. It also incorporates the use of technology in presenting activities, and it aims to help students and teachers for references on what activities to be used in such identified problems. So activities are divided into three, which are the pre-listening activities, while listening activities, and post-listening activities. So for the pre-listening activities, we have song gap fill. This activity, the teacher will give each student a song lyrics with some words missing on it. And then the teacher will play the song twice. The aim is for the students to fill in the missing words. Once at the end, go through the answers to see which student get the most answers. The second activity for pre-listening activities is entitled Go. So as a teacher, what you need is a list of instructions. You know these children, so you can make them harder or easier. In this activity, the students must sit in a circle so that the teacher can see everyone. The students must listen carefully, for the teacher will going to tell them to do something. For example, the teacher will say, jump, turn around. The students must not do it until the teacher will say, go. Get the class to stand up, read the instructions, and leave a short pause before you say go. The third activity for the pre-listening is entitled Which One Is It? Something that is particularly difficult for ESL students is listening to the subtle differences between words like homophones and homonyms. So here's a great game you can play. So this activity addresses the identified problem number 2, which is students have difficulties in identifying words. So here's the game plan. Have a set of cards printed out with these troublesome words. So see for the example in the picture. Divide the class into 2 teams. Students take turns. You place the 2 cards in the desk in front of them. Like for example, bear and bear. Play the audio to say one of the words. If the student chooses the right card, the team gets 2 points. Now, if the student is unsure, he or she may choose to request an example. Then the teacher play an audio, again showing the word is being used in the sentence. So we will now proceed to a while listening activities. So for the first activity, in a while listening, which is entitled the movie clip quiz. The teacher must divide the students into teams and give them a questions to answer. Begin watching and listening to the clip. To play, the students must pay attention and stand up when they hear the answer to the question given by the teacher. Pause the movie and see if the first person who stood up knows the correct answer. Then, ask the second question. Repeat alternatively. You can give the students a list of questions to answer and allow the clip to play through entirely. Then you see who has the most correct answers at the end. A student or team who failed to answer any of the questions will have. So the third activity for the pre-listening is entitled a dual dictation. The teacher will ask the students to get into pairs to write a dialogue. When student A is speaking, student B should write down what they are saying and vice versa. When they have finished the conversation, they should check what each other has written and put the two sides of the conversation together. So in this case, you could then ask the students to perform their dialogues again to the rest of the class or to swap with other pairs. The last activity for the while listening is entitled a class memory quiz. Ask one student at a time to go to the front of the class. Ask the rest of the class to ask them any questions they like, as long as they are not too personal. Example: try to make a note of some of the answers. When all the students or half of the students, if you have a large group, have been interviewed, explain that you are going to hold a quiz about the class. Get the students into small teams and ask them to put their hand up if they know the answer to a question. Award a point to the first team to answer correctly. So we will now proceed to the post-listening activities. So for the first activity for the post-listening is entitled Follow the Direction. So this activity addresses 35th identified problems, which is the students have difficulties in following instructions or directions through oral. So this teacher will provide students with a street map, either a real one or something tailored to the activity and their level. You can even go crazy and create a big one of the classroom floor. Split the students into teams and have one person go at a time. Read instructions for the students to follow, such as go straight 2 blocks to win a point. The student must successfully navigate the map until they find the right store, the lost friend, or the buried treasure. So we are now in the second activity for the post-listening. It is entitled The Oranges and Lemons. So what you need is a paper and pencils or crayons. So like also for the activity number 1 for post-listening, it addressed to the identified problem number 5. So the instructions: Children sit at tables, divide the class into oranges and lemons. Give different instructions to the oranges and lemons so they are not doing the same thing. And the teacher here must instruct the students, for example, draw something. It depends on the teacher on what she will going to instruct. So for the last activity for post listening is entitled Make a Card. So what you need is a paper or card, colored crayons, pens or pencils, decorative materials, example sequins, glitter, feathers, etc. So the students here, children sit at tables, tell them they're going to make a card. They have to listen carefully and do what you tell them to do. Pause between instructions so they have time to follow your directions. So these are all the activities that we include in addressing to the identified problems that we have. So I hope that it will help you soon in finding activities to that particular problem in listening skills comprehension. Thank you.